In this video, I'm going to do a review of the Joby Gorillapod 1K kit, which is a Gorillapod that I received free when I bought my Lowepro Adventura SH 143 bag, which is just there. And I got this free as a gift when I bought that bag, and it retails anywhere between £25 and £50. So I think it was as a free gift, it's really, really good. I was thinking about selling this, mainly because I've actually already got one. I bought this about 20 years ago, and I used it on my old Pentax, and I've used it occasionally since then, but it's not something I use very often. So I wasn't sure about whether I should keep this and sell it or have two. The only challenge I've got with this one is the spirit level that was on the back broke off. I think you can see that. I can see that on the camera. It's broken. It doesn't affect the use of it, but it fell off, and it fell out of my bag when I was shutting my car door, and it got trapped and it broke. So, but it's been like that for quite some time, so it's not really been a problem. But I wanted to see and compare the two to see if this matches up to this old one, in fact, or even if this is better and it's a bit more robust, because what I found is this isn't terribly strong. It's a bit flimsy, especially when I put my cameras on it. Thank you very much indeed for being subscribed and watching this video. It's fantastic that you do that, but I'm really, really happy that you are. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, why not subscribe to the channel? Why not make my day and make someone happy? It's completely free. You can just click the button. That would be fantastic. But thanks for watching anyway. I'm really pleased that you have. This Gorillapod says that it goes up to 1K, which it says there, and it's £2.2. And it's also got a picture of a Sony A7 on the front, and it's got a picture of a Sony A7 and an Olympus EPL-5 on the back. So it should take reasonable size mirrorless camera up to 1K. So what that means, I should be able to get this is less than 1K, so it should be able to hold this fairly well. And I've also got my Olympus EPL-5 as well, which I'm going to try on it. And finally, obviously, this shouldn't have a problem with the phone. I should easily be able to do that. So I'm going to have a comparison. So I'm going to get this out of the box, and I'm going to pair it with this and see if there's any difference, if this one's better and a bit more strong and a bit more robust. Easy to get out of the box. Not. It saves me cutting it though. There you are. That's it out already. And it also comes with 3 extra feet. So I'm going to open those and have a look at them as well. These have got little tabs you can press to open or not. Got some scissors, so I'll try and open them with the scissors. Be a bit easier. I don't think these things are supposed to come out easy. Maybe that's the way they're manufactured too. There you are. I've made a mess of that, but there's my Gorillapod out, and it's got 3 spare feet, so presumably these things unscrew at the bottom. Yeah, they do. They unscrew, and you can put new feet on, which is really helpful if you wanted to put different colour feet on, which is nice. They are quite rubbery. It's quite tactile. So in a sense, I've just got 3 extra things that I can keep in my bag, which is great if I need 3 extra things. To be honest, it feels about the same weight. It's the same size as the one I've already got, so it feels pretty identical. Obviously, the difference straight away is that the new one has got a ball head, so you can unscrew that and it turns, whereas the old one just relies on just one of these circular things for strength to hold your camera up, which is one of the challenges I've got on it. I'll explain that and show that to you in a second, where this new one looks slightly different. It might be a bit more strong holding up the camera. One of the problems with the old one, and I've got the Canon 400D on the top of it now, is that it holds it fine. It's on there. It's sort of not moving much. But if it slightly moves off center, or if it leans forward, that tends to happen, and it's fallen over, and I've sort of just even almost broken it now. So as you can see how really, really easy it is to The old one in particular, not very strong, not very stable, the tripod is. So I'm hopeful that this new one, this brand new one, which is potentially a lot tighter because it's new and I haven't been twisting it and pulling it about and moving it so much that it's loosened it off, is going to be a much more robust and much more stable. So the problem I have with the old one is exactly that, and you can't really trust it. I couldn't really trust this old Gorillapod really to hold my camera. It works fine like this. If I don't touch it, if I set it up and don't move it, if there's not windy, if I'm outdoors, or if it's on a branch and the branch is not moving, there's a good chance it will be stable. But any slight movement and the camera moves, and I have had an occasion where it's sort of fallen off, or not quite fallen off, but it's almost fallen off when I've had my old Pentax. And I'll give you an example of what often happens. So I've got it connected up, or I've got it held on to onto this tube. It's cardboard tube. Of course, this is cardboard, so it does have a little bit of gripping. But what can happen if a sudden gust of wind comes and you've got it on a, let's say, a railing or a fence railing or something, this kind of thing tends to happen. And that's happened to me, and I almost lost my camera by doing this. So that's one of the challenges you have with this. And maybe the 3K Gorillapod would be a better bet. But this is what the old one is. So as you can see, the challenge with the old one, the top of the old one isn't very stable, and this sort of rotates a bit. What I'm hopeful is that because this is a ball head and it's got the opportunity or the ability to screw tight, that might help a lot. So I'm going to plug this in, I'm going to screw this onto my camera, onto the 400D, and try and see what this is like. Interesting, this doesn't turn, so you just have to screw it into the camera or screw the camera into it, which isn't a big problem because that's how I use the old one anyway, because I'm lazy. So that's it screwed on, and immediately it feels really stable. That's not moving, so I have to unscrew this to move it around, unscrew this ball head, screw it back on. That's not moving. That's much more stable than the old one. As I said, these, I don't know what these things are called, this spines or whatever they are, that it's really tight, maybe because it's new. The old one might have been that tight when I originally had it, but this is so much more robust and so much more stable. It's holding this Canon 400D perfectly well. I'm shaking it, it's not moving. So immediately I think it's probably not a bad decision to keep this and not sell it and keep it for myself, because I might actually use it. What I'll do is I'll put this onto that tube and see how well that holds onto the tube, and we'll see. That'll give us a really good indication of how robust and how stable this thing is. So I've got it held onto this tube, and as you can see, I'm wobbling it a bit. It's not perfect, it's not perfectly stable, but I think it would be better held on by this new one, the old one. But once again, it might be because it's new and it's more firm and it's not been used much. But certainly the signs are really, really good, and it seems to work. And although this 400D isn't a kilo, it's not far off with the lens. It's getting close to a kilo. So I think it's probably about, if you're going to get one of these Gorillapods, you probably don't want a much heavier camera than this. Image suggested an A7, so the A7 was fine as well, so that should be all right. So far, so good. I'll put my EPL-5 on now, and then also put my phone on, and you can see how well that looks. So I think overall, my first impressions are good. So here we are, the EPL-5. It's sturdy, it's stable. This is good. I like this a lot. It's not moving anywhere. I can widen the legs and lower it, and that's even more stable. That's really good. I think I've got a winner. I think that based on this very simple test of putting a couple of different cameras on, if you're thinking about buying one of these for yourself or as a present for somebody else for £25 or $25, if you can get it for that price, I think it's probably worth buying. It's probably not a bad deal. Yeah, definitely a good piece of kit. Good. So I'll pop the phone on as well now. So I'm just going to unscrew this just like that. So I put this little phone holder I bought for £1.15 from my Chinese website, which was as I mentioned, I've got a video about this particular little phone holder. If you're interested, there you are. That's brilliant. That you couldn't ask for anything better than that. That's perfect. It fits. It's as stable as anything. you could set this up and use this without any problem at all, and that's not moving. Obviously, it is light, so anything that knocks it will knock it, but that's typical of any tripod. I think this is good. Okay, and finally, I'll just show you, that obviously you unscrew this knob. It only unscrews half a turn, and then you can turn this ball head any way you like. This does move a little bit. I've just tested that. It moves a little bit, but it's fine. And as I said, these legs are fairly sturdy, fairly tight. In summary, I've done a couple of little tests. Compared to my old one, it's 100 times better, and it holds all the cameras that I've got that I need it to hold. So my view is, my simple little test is definitely a good bit of kit that's worth buying. Thank you very much indeed for watching the video. I hope it's been interesting and useful, and maybe you've got an idea of what the Joby Gorillapod 1K kit's like, and if it helps you make a decision on whether you should buy it or buy it for a friend or a family member, then that's great. Once again, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.